Howdy! Today we're gonna do my end of growing season house plant tour walkthrough. I know we're not really in fall yet, but things are starting to cool down. We're getting a little less sunshine, so I do still have a decent amount of growth on things, but I think we're at the point where I can do a walkthrough. My collection has grown quite a bit in size from the last tour. I probably had about 40-50 plants then, and we're probably at 100, if not above. If I include all of my propagations and everything, we're probably at over 100, but for my brain to understand, I'm just gonna say we're at 100 for now. Yay, exciting. I am getting rid of some plants. I've been selling some. So my pink princess is finally gone. Yay. Yeah, let's start looking at plants. We are in my bedroom. By the way, just as a disclaimer, things are dirty. There's dirt, there's crusty leaves, there's stuff, and my home is dirty. I live with 3 men, and I can only do so much. So please give me a little bit of grace. I apologize for how gross things are, but this is real human home stuff. So let's start. See, I have some crusty bits. This is my bedroom. I put some Hoyas in here because, well, these are all plants that I think are okay with a little bit of neglect. I tend to neglect my bedroom plants a lot, just because they're on the other side of the house from all of my other plants, but also a lot of my care stuff. So like all of my food, fertilizer, watering stuff, but they do okay. So we'll start over here. This one is actually probably not doing very good. This is my staghorn fern. If you followed me on Instagram, I think I deleted the video now, but I split this up from the other one and I took all of the frills off and I repotted it, and it has been stagnant ever since, unfortunately. I'm hoping one day she will be okay and start growing for me again, but for now this is what he looks like. And then I have a little Syndapsis. This is my little Syndapsis cutting that Vlad gave me. Recently potted it up, so we'll see how he does. He seems to be okay. He's not dead yet or anything. This has a lot of dog hair on it somehow. This is my purple passion plant, and it's blooms. It's kind of like leaning on the window. I don't know why it's doing that, but we have a bunch of new growth. It's doing really well. So cool. Such a pretty alien plant. I really love this guy. This is my black velvet syngonium, who I feel like I did not have the hang of for a very, very long time, but now that it's on support and everything, it's doing really well. I'm getting these big, beautiful leaves. We have a little baby down here. He's super happy, which I'm very happy about because I've had this one for a very long time. And then we have this Hoya, which this is a brand new leaf. I have no clue what this is. It could be a weed for all I know. It's got really thick, succulent kind of leaves, but I've had it for forever, and it's really fun to have because I can completely chop it back to a stump, which I've done many a time, and it'll grow back and it'll bloom, and he's a cool one. I like him. I have no idea what he is though. This is another Hoya. I think this is my Potsii. He looks kind of dry. I'll give him some water. I watered him a couple days ago, but I don't see any new growth on him, but we'll just be patient and wait. And then this is my silver squill. I split this one up from the mother plant. Well, I guess this is technically the mother plant, but he hasn't been doing very good, so I repotted him in here. He was in a very small decorative planter, and it just wasn't the vibe. So he's in this pot now, and we'll see how he does. We've got some unhappiness, but I'm not super concerned about it. And then up on my wall, I have my philodendron micans, who is one of my favorite plants in my collection. I love it so much. And then I have my Monstera Adansonii, who I just trimmed. I trimmed both of them literally a couple of days ago, and suddenly I have 3 yellow leaves. I don't know what that's about. Whatever. They don't get a huge amount of light up here. They get morning sun, and then that's kind of it. They get this little bit of light basically for the rest of the day, but they seem to be doing well. So yeah, those are my bedroom plants. I think we're gonna start in the kitchen for the rest of the house. I'm sorry if you hear background noise. My dog has a toy. We have some green onion here that my roommate gave me. He like used the actual like green onion part, and then he gave me the stumps, and he was like, here, you can plant this up. And so I did. And then I got a little rosemary bush. I got this literally from like Trader Joe's or something. He looks kind of crazy, but I love the smell of rosemary, so whatever. These are my pinguiculas. They're doing pretty well. They're still little babies, but they're alive. And then we have my Sarracenia, who is doing really well. One of my roommates caught a fly like with his bare hands and then trapped it in here with like a Ziploc bag. And that fly led to this beautiful big picture popping out. Stunning. We've got all these little baby ones down here. I fear it's going to be time for winter dormancy soon, and I don't know how to handle that. So fingers crossed that this guy makes it through the winter. This is some kind of calathea. He has some crispy leaves, but I don't, this is kind of just a filler plant for me, honestly. I think about moving it from this spot, but it is really happy in this spot, and I know calatheas are kind of drama queens, so I kind of just want to keep her there, but I don't know. She's doing good. So, and then I have a little rosemary cutting that I'm gonna pot up as a housewarming gift for my friend. And then over in this corner of our kitchen, I have this little plant shelf from Wayfair with lights attached. Down here we have a bunch of Rhaphidophora decursiva. Is that correct? Rhaphidophora decursiva? Rhaphidophora something. I always forget with this one for some reason. It's the dragon tail one. I have its base cutting here, and then I have 2 mid cuttings right here. This guy, don't even worry about it. It's one of those like really dramatic polka dot like nerve plants or something like that, and I let it dry out literally 1 day too long, and now we're here. But it's still alive. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Up here, I have some kind of Tradescantia. I don't know what specific kind. He's going crazy. He's so happy right now. He's going straight up towards this light. It's beautiful. I hate the color purple, but I love this kind of silvery purple. This is a stunner. I love this one. And then we have my little chunk cutting from my silver sword, who is doing really, really well. I love this one. And then we have that offshoot that I accidentally ripped the roots off of, my Magnificum Gigi hybrid. It's alive still. I don't know if it's doing anything. I'm kind of scared to check on it, but I really hope this one just does well and survives, because I love the bunny ears on the top. They're much closer together than on the mother plant, so I would really like to have this one as well. I closed the window. Hopefully that's better. This is the Magnificum Gigi hybrid mother, who is one of my favorite plants. I love her so much. She's doing so well. She's loving her new pot. This little inflow. We're in the sap phase still. I feel like we've been in this phase forever. I'm waiting for some pollen, but super happy. We have this new leaf coming out and hardening. What a beaut. I love. Mwah. And then over here, random Magic the Gathering card. I have a cutting from the Trodescantia that just like fell off or broke off or something, and I just plopped it in here. I have this little spider plant. I'll probably give that away or sell it or something at some point once it's bigger. And then I have my begonia escargot, who was really, really beautiful for a really long time. And then I accidentally let it dry out too much, and I feel like we've lost the plot a little bit. She's been kind of ugly ever since then. And it's still a cool plant. She's just not the happiest. Hopefully we bounce back. And then up here, this is the only plant that I bought this month, and it was on clearance. Oh my god, this is my Nepenthes pitcher plant. I got it for $20. $20 at Peace Love Happiness Club. It was on clearance. She's a little beat up, but I think she's doing okay. We have a couple of baby pictures up there. I don't even know if we'll be able to see them, but we have new growth, and like, I cannot believe I got this behemoth for $20. That's crazy to me, and it's the only plant I bought this month. Yay! Everyone say good job, cat. Love. On the table with my Warhammer paint and like random coasters, we have the big silver squill. This thing is super happy. I like, absolute monster. I don't really like do anything special for it, but it has just exploded recently, which is thrilling because I love the leaves. She's just so cool. I really love this plant. Here we have a Hoya Insularis little cutting. We've got some new growth on that. Very, very exciting. I can't wait for that one to get big. We have the cuttings from my Adansonii in the bedroom. And then in here is, I think this is a Hoya Rosita with some new growth on it. Thrilling. And then I think this is my Papillolaminum Aurii Anthurium baby. I'm still waiting. It looks like there might be a tiny little bit of new growth in there. I'm excited for that one to get big. I love Papillolaminum. Campos Portuenum cuttings, like, they're crazy. I have some Mican cuttings in here as well. I am either gonna try and sell these or save them for the next plant trade. And then this is my big beautiful white knight. I accidentally broke one of his leaves off as it was coming out, so now this new leaf is smaller than I would like, but one of my favorites as well. I love this one so much. He's loving the moss pole. I really like where he is in the apartment. Like, I like how he's facing and how he gets sunlight, and his leaves are all facing different ways, and he looks beautiful right here. This, I am so sorry. We have roommates painting Warhammer. We have roommates hanging up shelves for Warhammer. There's a lot happening here, so please just excuse the mess. I can't say anything. Like, I'm not upset about it because I take up a lot of space with my plants, so I will never be upset about them taking up space with their stuff. Whatever. But this is kind of my main Anthurium zone. I try to have most of them, or at least the smaller ones, over here. There are a couple of non-Anthurium guys mixed in, but it's fine. This is my Philodendron tortum, who is putting out a new leaf for me. Very, very exciting. He has like some yellow tips on his leaves. I'm not sure if that's from the light or what it's from. I've checked his roots and everything, and they seem fine. So, I don't know. I might find him a new home at some point. I get people complimenting this pot a lot. It's from Target. It's from their back to college section. If they still have any left, it's probably on clearance because they're trying to get all of the back to school stuff out so that they can put Halloween out. So just be aware of that. If you want it, it's a good time to grab it. This is my Anthurium Wendleri. Doing good. We got a new leaf. Still a little baby. The stem is like so thin that it kind of makes me nervous, but that's okay. And then I'm not gonna remember a lot of these Anthurium names. Like, I can't remember what this one is, but we have a new leaf on it. One thing about me, I'm gonna mess with a new leaf, I'll tell you that much. We have this guy, I have 3 of these. This is one, this is the other one's down there. But we have this new leaf on this one. Very, very pretty. This is my Dresslery NSE crossed with a Carla Blackie PM1 from Planty Weeb. We have this new leaf on it. Look at how pretty those veins are. Stop. This is my Blue Velvet X Self from Steve's Leaves. Stunner, stunner, stunner. This is the new leaf on it. I feel like it hasn't been sizing up the past couple of days, so we might be done, but also it's still pretty floppy. I don't know. This is a cutting of my variegated Micans, which just put out this leaf, which looks pretty, but I'm not sure how variegated it actually will be. This is the other one of that guy. We have this new leaf on it. And then this is my Crystallinum, who put out this leaf like a couple months ago, and it was such a crazy jump up in size, and it's so stunning. But it looks like we're pregnant with another one, so I'm gonna have to find a new home for this one because it won't fit here anymore. We'll go down here. I have a little prop box with some propagations. I think that's a Philodendron Basil. I also have this prop box, but I don't feel like opening it and figuring out what all is in there. This was a freebie from Green Reaper Co. when I ordered a Gator Bot XL from them. And it is a Fontanimal Noid crossed with a Long Bullet X AOS. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I'm delusional or not, if you remember me in my Q&A saying I would do anything for just like a variegated Anthurium, I want one so bad. So it had this leaf out when I got it, which you see that little white spot? I was like, surely she did not give me a variegated Anthurium as a freebie. Like, there's no way. So I just assumed it was a speck of something from something, but it just put out this leaf and it's not fully hardened off yet. Can you see that little patch? I think this is variegated. I think this is a variegated Anthurium. I'm like actually gonna lose my mind. I'm not gonna get my hopes up too much until we are like fully hardened off and have a couple more leaves, but like, oh my God. But he's still in moss. We'll pot him up. I think after the next leaf he gives me, I'll pot him up in the soil. And then I think this is a begonia Teconite. Glad if you want to correct me, you're more than welcome to. But it's just a little propagation that's rooted. I've got it in this little cup. He's doing fine. Let me move the airbrush stuff. I have my lightning Macodes, orchid, doing great, exploding with growth, so beautiful. And then I have my variegated Micans, which I had 2 new leaves with variegation on them. And then I got an all white leaf, and then this one, which I think is an all green leaf. So the battle is still on with this guy, unfortunately. Whatever. And then over here, I have this Delta Force, which I actually think it's not a pure Delta Force, which I know a Delta Force is a hybrid, but I think it's a Delta Force crossed with something because it's just not Delta Forcing very much. You know what I mean? It's still beautiful and I still love it, and I still love my little mutated leaf that it has. But I bought it as a Delta Force, and I do not think it is a straight up Delta Force, unfortunately. But this is the newest leaf that it's given me, and it's beautiful. It's sizing up like, holy shit. It's beautiful. It's sizing up really consistently. Like, I can tell that like each leaf is a little bigger, which is really nice. This is my Gator Bod X Self. We have some humidity acclimation issues, but they are purely cosmetic, so I'm not super stressed about it. It gave me this leaf like literally a week or 2 ago, and we already have another one on the way. Very exciting because this is probably one of my favorite Anthurium in my collection now. And then this is the third of the triplets. This is the newest leaf that it's given me. Very pretty. They all look pretty similar. So it'll be interesting to see which one I keep once they're a little bit bigger. This is my King Clarinervum, who has this new leaf coming out for me. He's chilling. This old leaf looks kind of crusty, but that's the most recent leaf that it gave me, that one right there. And it did do a little bit of a size up, which is very exciting. So I'm excited to see how big that leaf is gonna get. And then I have half of my Begonia Ferox. Hasn't been doing much, I'm gonna be honest, girly pops. It's kind of just been chilling. I haven't really gotten any new leaves from it, which is unfortunate. I'm sure it's either a lighting or a humidity thing. I know that these are technically terrarium begonia and they like really high humidity. I was hoping I could get away with it, and I was for a while, but I think now it's just kind of like, blah, I don't care. And it doesn't want to grow anymore. But it's not dying. Like, it has a little bit of crispiness on that leaf and on this one, but that's literally it. Other than that, he's beautiful. Pit stop at my desk really quickly. I have my heartleaf philodendron, which is doing super well. He's massive. And then over here, I have my Mayoi Tahiti, which has a new leaf unfurling, which is thrilling. I'm just gonna help it out a little bit, it's fine. I think I'll turn it that way a little bit. And then I have this, I believe this is a Dieffenbachia. He wasn't happy, but I just put him closer to the light. So we'll see if that helps at all. And then I have this little rubber tree right here, which is back to doing nothing. I even cut it to trigger a new growth point and it's not. And this one hasn't done anything, but it's fine. It looks cool right here. And now it's closer to the light, because I also, what is happening? I also scooted this one up more. So now that they're getting more light, maybe it'll do something. Now we're gonna look at this window. This is my Philodendron Campos Portuanum top cutting. I think he's a little upset after being chopped, and I broke off a new leaf. So he's just taking a little longer to acclimate than I would really like, but that's okay. Here, I'll turn him so you can fully appreciate. So cutie. This is probably one of my favorite Hoya cuttings that I have received recently, and it's rooted and everything, but I'm worried that it only has spent nodes. I'm not seeing any new growth, and I don't even really know what kind it is, but I'll just keep my fingers crossed and keep watering it, and hopefully it'll do something at some point. I love this one. He's so cool. And then I have a little pepperoni plant who wasn't happy. You can like tell that where that dark ring is, like right here. The leaves like started rotting before they were even out, so I just like peeled them off, and now it's putting out new leaves, but they're all kind of like lumpy and misshapen compared to the old leaves, which are like pretty perfect and flat. I don't know, it's chilling, it's doing stuff. He's not like one of my favorite plants, so however he wants to grow, he can grow. And then I have my Florida Ghost Mint, who has finally fully acclimated and has started putting out new leaves. Very, very exciting. I was waiting for this one to do something for a very long time, and now it is. I'm gonna let it get a little bit bigger, and then I'll probably put it on a moss pole to help it mature even faster. This is my, I'm just sitting on the couch now. This is my red something, red moon, red sun philodendron. It put out that tester leaf, which thank you to whoever told me that it was a tester leaf that it was pushing out. And now we have this leaf, which is still a little messed up. It like doesn't have the tip of the leaf, but that's fine. Sure. I'm just gonna let him do whatever he wants to do. And then we have that other growth point over there. I probably need to take this leaf off. It looks kind of sad, but I kind of just let him do what he wants, and he is chilling now, so yay. And then in this little cup I have these Hoya. I can't remember the name, but we have that little new growth point on that cutting. This one hasn't done anything yet, but I'm not super stressed about it, so they're really cool. They're just super cute and tiny right now. And then my variegated Florida Beauty, who's one of my prized possessions. It is not a caramel Pluto, but I adore this one. It just gave me this leaf right here. It's still hardening off. What a beaut, so stunning. This one will be going on a moss pole soon as well, just to help it size up. So cutie. I really love this plant. Then we have my little Monstera Burl Marks Flame. It's given me 2 new leaves since I got it. It was putting out this leaf when it got mailed, so it has like the tiniest little bit of damage. And then it put out this leaf, and then this leaf just came out and is finishing hardening off right now. I really don't want to put this one on a moss pole, so I'm just gonna let it take its time with maturing. I'm perfectly okay with that. But he's happy. He gets lots of sunlight, and I think everyone says he's like a slow grower, but he's not like that slow. I think he grows at a really nice rate for me, in terms of like, if he was growing any faster, I wouldn't know what to do with him. You know what I mean? This is another plant of that unknown succulent leaf guy from my bedroom. He's also chilling. He has a lot of blooms, a lot of new growth on him. Very cool. Love this little guy. Wish I knew what he was. Then up here we have my Biliate, who I did a top cut on, and we finally have some new growth for that. We'll see how that turns out. I know that this like really long petiole is probably not ideal, but I kind of love it. I think he looks super cool. And then right here I have my Hoya linearis, who is doing fantastic. I love petting this one. So cute. Can you see how fuzzy it is? Love. And then up on this wall right here, it's a very dark wall. So I just have 2 pothos. I have my Mandula pothos, which I cut, and it put out 2 new growth points that were like mostly white. I cut it because it was putting out all white leaves, so I guess this is better, but whatever. And then I don't really know what this one is, but he's chilling, so that's nice. Hi. And then right here we have my Monstera Adansonii, who's climbing up the wall. I just have him clipped with little command hooks, and he probably could be happier with more light, but he's fine. We've got this little offshoot in there, and then we have this one right here, which has that new leaf. He's chilling. I kind of mostly just care about this middle one that's climbing. I think it's really, really cool. Hi, sweet man. Are you so handsome? Oh my goodness. He's mad at me because I'm not giving him more treats. No, no more. You've had plenty. And then from this point of view, we have my Gloriosum, who's doing really well. We have a new leaf coming out there. We have some yellowing on the 2 oldest leaves. I'm not entirely sure what that's about because it doesn't really get a lot, if any, direct light. Like, it's pretty low light in its spot. So I don't know why it's yellowing, but that's fine. He's doing well. And then what I refer to as my main planty corner. I reorganized it since the last time you saw it, and I actually really like how it's organized. But as plants do, they are growing, so I'm gonna have to reorganize again soon. I guess we'll do this. We'll do this windowsill first. This is a bromeliad, if you can believe it, that my friend gave me to try and rehab. We'll see what happens. I literally potted him up yesterday. Who knows? This is a little begonia propagation. I think it's a teconite. I'm not sure, but he looks kind of crazy in there. He doesn't look great. We'll see what happens. And then I have this beauty cane begonia. What a stunner. So pretty, doing really, really well. It looks kind of sad, but that's just that's just how it is. It's actually doing really well. I'm really happy with this one. I'm not sure exactly what specific type of begonia it is. Again, Vlad, if you know, let me know. Up here I have my Anthurium biderifolium. He gave me this big long leaf, and now he's giving me this leaf. This is like brand new, just out, so nowhere near done sizing up and hardening off, so I'm very excited to see how big that one is. I have my fern leaf cactus, who unfortunately this one got caught in the window, so he got decapitated, but other than that, it's doing really, really well. We have some tiny little growth there, but such a stunner. I love this one so much. We have these begonia cuttings who are rooted in there. This is my big Teconite cutting who was rooted and doing very well. So pretty. I think it's a Teconite. I'm kind of just calling them all Teconite. I need to fact check that. My philodendron Gordon Splash finally did something. We have a leaf, everyone. Holy shit. Thrilling. That's kind of all that I have to tell you about this one for now, though. And then I have all my little Cebu blue babies. They are doing really, really well. They like being in their soil. They're giving me lots of new growth, which is very fun. And then down on this table, I have my firefly plant, which has a new leaf coming in right there. Oh, what a stunner. This is such a cool plant. Highly recommend. It's pretty easy to take care of. Just don't let it dry out. It'll let you know when it's thirsty. And then I have this little philodendron. I almost want to say Gigas or Melanochrysum. I can't remember, but we have a new leaf on that one. My Prince of Orange. New leaf. It's a little sun bleached, so he's in a lower light spot for now, and we'll see how he does with that. My Silver Sword put this leaf out for me like a week or two ago. Still one of my favorite plants. I'm so happy that it bounced back and is doing well. It's on a moss pole, so we'll see if it actually takes to it or not. And then I'm not gonna pull it out, but my Anthurium Vicii is doing great. We have that leaf. That's the most recent leaf, but we are pregnant with a new one, and that should be coming soon. That's the big deciding factor on this whole area being rearranged soon. And then my Anthurium Pedituratiatum gave me this leaf a couple weeks ago, and it's beautiful and big. It also has this leaf that it just put out. So once that's done hardening off, it's gonna be a beast. That one's gonna be huge. And then kind of buried in everything is my classic Florida Beauty. We have this new leaf on it. I think whatever I rearrange, I'm gonna have this one just face the window because it wants to. It's wrapping itself around the pole. As much as I wish these leaves would face this way, that is simply not how plants work. And then we have my big half of my Begonia ferox, which does have a couple of little growth spots. We'll see how well those actually come to fruition, but he seems happy. There's no like crispiness or anything. He's chilling. Okay, I lied. We have a little bit of crispiness. Sorry, but he's chilling. He likes this spot, I think. We have my big ol' asparagus fern in my beloved orange bird planter. Super happy. I just keep this one wet, and she grows like a weed for me. I've had no problems with this one at all. And then in this corner is my bird of paradise. It is a white bird of paradise, so if it were to ever bloom, instead of the orange blooms, it would have white blooms, but I can't imagine that it'll ever bloom for me. But we have a new leaf on it, which is thrilling. I am so excited to see this get big and strong. I have tried to grow a bird of paradise once before and I killed it, which was heartbreaking. So this is kind of, I'm making up for that with this one. And then down here we have my caramel Pluto philodendron. I don't really have a better spot for it, but I think it wants more light. This is the newest leaf that it gave me. Is that spider mite damage? Don't even joke. But we don't really have, like, we have we have that, and we've had that for a while. So hopefully I'll figure it out one day. But it seems fine. It's just not the happiest that it could be. And then of course, my Monstera Deliciosa, who I was gonna say looks pregnant, but she's actually in labor right now, so that's great. Oh my god, this thing's gonna be a monster soon. As if it isn't already. I love this one so much. Yee! And then this is my Squamiferum philodendron, which we have that new leaf on it. It's sized down a little bit, but it was in a really low light spot for a while, so the fact that it's even like still alive and happy and growing for me makes me happy. I will take it. And then we have this Hoya pubicalyx splash, who put out this vine, and it was over by the other couch, but all of its new leaves got knocked off. I think people just sat on the couch and like put their arms back and knocked them off, unfortunately. So I moved it over here, and hopefully it'll be happy. On this shelf, we have that guy whose name I don't know. I can never remember. He's technically my friend's or my roommate's. So he's not really mine, but I do take care of him with my other plants. He's chilling. I don't know. This doesn't look great. I should probably do something about that. Who knows? And then we have my big purple passion plant, which is insane. Absolutely bonkers. What a beast. And then I have two strawberry begonias. I got them together and I just recently separated them. I'm just putting these like vine things back into the soil. I don't really know what that is. But I listed one of these on Facebook Marketplace just because I don't need two. But they're doing really good. We've got new growth. They're happy. We have the other part of my staghorn that I separated, who, this one's much less happy. This one's much more upset with me, which is really sad. And then I have a little offshoot from my firefly plant that I potted up. I just separated and potted it up. And then we have my little succulent corner. This is some kind of cactus. I don't know. It was my roommate's, and then he moved out and he left it behind, so now it's mine. This is, I think it's called like a silver dollar coin or something like that. This cutting probably isn't gonna make it, but this cutting has all this new growth. And then I have this little guy, whose name I don't know, but it's very happy. I have my bear paw succulent, and then I have my really, really sad string of hearts, which is a great place to end this tour. Oh, wait. And then we have, last but not least, my Rhaphidophora decursiva top cutting, who gave me this really nice leaf with 3 splits, 4 prongs, whatever. So I chopped it, and then it was mad at me after I chopped it, so we're back down to the 3 lobes. But we have that new growth on it, so fingers crossed we'll get back to this amount soon. But super happy. Like, this plant was really not happy for a really long time, and I think I finally figured it out. And it's just on this top shelf facing the window, and it's so happy. Okay, I think that was everything. Let me know what you think about the growth of my collection. So exciting. I love my little plants so much. Oh my gosh, I forgot to mention my Pedoteradium has an inflow as well. Look at it. Look. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and looking at all of my plants. Which one is your favorite from my updated collection? Because I feel like I have a very interesting range of plants. I love my collection. There are definitely like a couple of plants that I could do without and probably one day will get rid of, but for the most part, they're all really interesting and I really, really love them. So let me know what your favorite is. And if you want to subscribe and comment and like and all that fun stuff, by all means, like, I'm not gonna stop you. Let me know what you want for the next video. I was thinking plant chores, but I'm not sure. We'll see. I love you guys so very much. Oh my gosh, I hit 1,000. I hit 1K subscribers. Hello? I hit 1K subscribers. That's crazy. thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. That's crazy. That's so many people. I really appreciate it. I can't believe that my channel has been doing as well as it has. I'm thrilled. So thank you guys so much. I love you. I'll see you next time. If you want to follow me anywhere else, I am Pretty Pluto Kitty everywhere, and I am Pretty Planty Kitty for my plant Instagram. Okay? I love you guys so much. I will see you next time. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Goodbye.